Hello, this is Sophia Laichul. I am an Empower Lab coach and a light coach healer. And today I wanted to share the second life lesson of The Alchemist. And this one is, I'm gonna say one of my favorite ones. And what we're gonna touch base today is what is true will always endure. And the quote goes, if what one finds is made of pure matter, it will never spoil. And one can always come back. If what you have found was only a moment of light, like the explosion of a star, you would find nothing on your return. Truth cannot be veiled by smoke and mirrors. It will always stand firm. When you're searching for the right decision, it will be the one that withstands the test of time at the weight of scrutiny or chaos and challenge. I remember a few years ago, I um, I remember I was watching the fire, and I always get so captivated by the fire, just the movement and just the power, fire transmutes, and fire just is the master alchemist, really, like literally like consumes everything that is there and transform it anew. And the words that came from the fire were words that just stay with me throughout the years. They just remain there. And the words were, when the fire burns away, the truth will remain in the ashes. I'll repeat it because it's so powerful. When the fire burns away, the truth will remain in the ashes. And so there's times in our lives where there's whatever situation life is presenting us, there's moment that um there's a moment where either the veil comes off or the truth is revealed, or um just the understanding is there, even like moments of disillusion. That's the word says it on its own. It's this illusion. The illusion is kind of dissolved, and one can see beyond the illusion and see the truth. And yeah, that's why every time I'm in a situation where it's like, okay, what is this? What is happening? What is, even if I have to make a choice of like, I don't know what's, the right choice in the sense, what is my truth, my own truth? It has always helped me two things. One, to go back to my body and check in my body. If I have to make a decision between two situations, let's say one choosing this and the other one is not choosing it, I go back into my body, and what I would do is like I imagine that option. Let's say let's bring an example. Let's say the option is taking a certain job or moving to a certain place. So, okay, let's say the example is taking this job. So I kind of place the example in my hands. So this example is taking this job, and I put that choice in my hands, and then I close my hands and I kind of bring it into my heart, and I kind of bring it all the way into my belly. So I have one hand on my heart and the other one on my belly. These are both centers that are deeply connected with your own truth. Your belly is the center of your intuition, the center of like really where your soul is, your life is, and there's kind of a deeper understanding of your life and yourself. And your heart is connected with a larger aspect of who you are and your life itself. And when you bring it into your body, so what I do is like I take a minute where I just kind of bring that choice, that job into my body, and I bring it all the way down, and I kind of seed the job. If you have a specific, you know what, the building of your job look like, or just the name of the company, for example, you just seed it all the way down into, your root and your sacral, and you stay there for a few minutes. You can even picture yourself just walking towards that decision, accepting the job, and walking, taking a few steps where you're walking in your first day, your second day, your third day, your fourth day, and so on. And just see that deep into your root, and just notice. You have to be very silent and still here, and notice how your body feels. Maybe your body might begin to move as well. So sometimes the body moves kinesthetically, and you can check in. For me, if my body moves forward, it's kind of I'm leaning towards my body's leaning towards a choice. If it's moving backwards, it's actually repelling the choice. But the most important piece here is to actually get to the felt sensation of your body. You might start to feel kind of anxious and just like yucky feeling. You might start to feel, tired or nervous. You might start to feel kind of ungrounded. So all are indications of how you're gonna be feeling in this job. Or you might start feeling elevated and excited and at peace and just empowered. So all those are the positive sensations and experiences that this job will bring, or that this choice will bring. So always come back to the body. The body knows its way. And in fact, I'll share another story that when I was living in southern Argentina, in Patagonia, that's my home country. I wasn't born in Patagonia, but I lived there. And one day I went off into the mountain, just walking and in the forest, just like not on trails, just beyond trails. And I got to this beautiful spot that I remember the first time I felt so connected with this spot. And anyways, I came back to my home, and then there was another day I was like, oh, I'm just gonna see if I can get to the same spot, because the spot was really calling me. And I kind of trusted that my body and my intuition was gonna take me. And no matter of fact, like my body took me there. I ended up going to the same spot, that it was in the middle of, of the mountain in the forest, no trail. And I arrived there, and the way back, I arrived all the way. I did the same thing, just allowing my body to take me. That larger intelligence, like there's a larger intelligence that it's in harmony with all life, and in order with all life. And when one surrenders, the need for the mind to control, and kind of tunes into those subtle energies, because they're subtle. They're you know yes, you might have like this magnificent mystical experience where you see the light, and you have, like a certain experience that is just like, explosive. But in truth, the tuning in to your spirit, to that gentle calling of your heart and your soul, is gentle. It is truly gentle, and it's subtle. That's why it serves to quiet the mind and really return home to yourself and tune in and come back to the body and see, because the emotions are the language of your soul. The more you listen to your emotions, the more you will understand the guiding system of your soul. That's why just bringing that choice into your heart and into your body, and just tuning in how you're feeling in that moment, will give you a clearer indication of if it's a right choice for you or not. And then, regardless of all that, the truth will always remain in the ashes. And what this means is that The truth will always prevail, will always be there. And I'm speaking, there's two kinds of truth. One is your personal truth. That is the truth that is aligned with your own soul. And that is your truth, is the truth of the heart. You know, is kind of when you go to the heart center, you have a truth, and that is aligned with your whole divine system, with your blueprint of your own being. And your own personal truth is going to be different to my personal truth because we are different beings and we have different expressions and different experiences that we vibrate at a different frequency and we had different experiences, and our not only our human experience has taught us different things, and we made sense and meaning, created meaning through all those experiences in a different way. Our soul journey is different too. The quality and the characteristics of our soul are different too. So I'm gonna have a particular truth that is gonna be different. It might be similar in different things, but there's you have your own truth. And then there's the divine truth. The divine truth is that it's divine, it's the truth. There's certain truths that will align and they're gonna be true for everybody. There's some truths that no matter what, if you believe it or not, they're gonna be truth. Like, for example, like the pen is gonna always fall. That's the truth because it's aligned with the universal laws. And so there's different types of truth. But the important piece here is that when the fire burns away, the truth will always remain in the ashes. And is the same thing that they're speaking about the alchemist. No matter what, the truth will always endure. And it can look like this beautiful star. And maybe, um, when you come back, the star is gone, it's not there anymore. So the truth will always endure. And it's for, to give you a concrete example, is those relationships that no matter what, like the person and the relationship, still you both are still showing up for each other. It's like when conflict occurs, the other person acknowledges the mistake, and you also acknowledge your part and your responsibility in the conflict, and you're able to come together and still be there because you recognize your own part, and you're able to come together and say, I I take responsibility of my side, and the other person took responsibility of the other side, and you create new agreements. You're able to see each other again, and that actually creates a deeper sense of intimacy, a deeper sense of connection and trust with each other, and your partnership, your friendship actually becomes stronger. And so that truth of that true connection from the heart, is always there and remains. If the connection, well, sometimes, it doesn't matter if it's true or not. It goes beyond our understanding. Some relationships are meant to be dissolved, and they always bring a truth. And in that dissolution, the truth, we gain a truth in an experience, in an understanding about ourselves, and so on. So just finding that truth within you. And okay, so I said there were two things. The first one is the body, so checking in the body, with your body. And the other one, I share what I do. So when there's certain situations where, my body's telling me something, and I quite can grasp the what is telling me, and yet my intuition is also telling me something, and I can just really see what's there. I go to the universe. I always go to the universe, and I just ask the universe and the divine within me to show me what is truth, what is the truth here. Show me to see the truth here in clarity and in love. and gentleness, just I come back to that, to the divine, to the larger, basically, I'm calling the larger aspect of myself to show me what from this 3D, from this perspective, what I can see. So, like, to give you an example, when you're so close to something, perhaps you can only see that. So let's say that's the 3D perspective. But when you are from, the larger perspective, like the bird flying, then you can see the whole. Sometimes when we are too close and focus on the details, we can't really see the whole picture. And so that's kind of what I do when I connect to this place of just like asking to see, from a larger perspective. I ask, divine within me, universe, please help me see the truth in this situation. So it's revealed what I can see right now, it's revealed in clarity and in love and so on. So then once the situation, whatever I was feeling within me is revealed, then I can make a new choice, right? So that's the second one. And then actually I have a third one that it just popped into my head, and that is that sometimes when we're making a decision from the mind and not from our heart, the mind will always change ideas. So, like, you know, it will always, how I'm speaking about how the truth will always remain in the ashes. So, the truth will never change. It's intangible. Like, is the gold that even though if you burn the gold, when the fire stops, the gold is gonna still be there intact. So that truth of your heart will always be intact. Even though if you make this choice and you have that experience, and then you go on another detour and you go and you have this experience, this truth will always remain. The truth that's from the mind will always change, and it's gonna be telling you like the one, oh, this choice is the best. Oh, well, that dissolved, and then it took you here, and that dissolved. So the mind will always be jumping from one side to the other. It's like it's gonna say, oh, this is great. No, it's not great. Or you're doing a great job and you're not doing it, like the mind is gonna always be speaking from a perspective of um that there's not a sense of stability and groundedness of that um, sense of inner peace and truth. You will always feel when you're connected with the truth of your heart, that truth that stands, beyond time and any circumstance. um, it will always feel in alignment. It will always feel good in your body. So coming back to that practice of returning to the body and see what you're feeling, that will always be a beautiful practice for you to have, and just to be in alignment with your own truth. So we'll move to the light language from here. I want to do a light language transmission about connecting with my own personal truth. So, your own personal truth, your own divine truth, and the truth of your heart. So, light language transmission to connect with the truth of your heart and your own divine truth. So, as always, let's place both feet up on the earth. Let's bring both hands into the heart. Let's take a deep breath in and relax. One more time, inhale and exhale. Tia koala nea nuayan. Tia koala nea hum. Onisia humayate. O huayala ania shiana. Tukuam uyamalane. Tiayana suana uakwai. Oneya tuayala hama. Atiayan tuyamakuo. Uhua tu ai itiayalana. Ashiayama wakum. Utuai atia kuwa mahal. Asri kuaya toanayama. Ani ti iala. Ai itri inia hum. Utu ushu uzuya tuayala. Amara kuwa huara nati i. Shiana tuayalama niayana tuayalama neya. Onuaya tuayala kuayala. Ania tuayama humaye. Atia yana yani ihimeya wayala ania kwa asiani utua ya nua humayale ona tua ya neto ya la asiayai ania yeto ho unua tua yeso hayaneto ania yeto tia haleianai yana hanateia Aria yellow tau ahum. Taking a deep breath in into the heart. Ashinia alei. Anua hama niate. Osua taia laham. Aria huamana tiayan. Inia tuayama oyelo tu u. Ufua amaya ania tuayala. Ashin tiayin asini umaya. A kruahala anaya tuayalei. Usuaya nuaya tei. Ania kuaha mayena. Ania tuai ania suwala. Opoa aria sunu tuaye. Ania tayela taya hamalei. Onia yo no yatoi. Onia yo ho na yatoi alei o taya huai. No ya no ya no ya no yatoi. Ara ya la ya taya wai. Ashiane ashiane. Aha shiane. O wayala tuaye. O Taking a deep breath in into the heart, bringing both arms on your heart if they're not there. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.